Good morning, welcome to part 5 on the part brake and brakes on the Discovery. My glasses are filthy, I have to clean them. Yeah, so at the end of the last video I put it all back together but it wasn't working. So I've had a think, I've had a look at some videos, I've had a think, I think I know what's wrong. I think there's two things. I think one is I just don't know the software on the a diagnostic tool, so I've not got a gap 2D, I've got a whatever it is. Hang on, I'll show you. Basically I bought it for the Freelander. Brakes-Epb 200. Bought it off eBay, didn't pay much for it. It seems to do everything that I need it to, like it deflated the air suspension, it re-enabled the air suspension. When I go into the actual app for the handbrake, it's got the unjam, it's got the service position, it's got the reporting, I can clear faults, so you know, it's got all the things I think I need. I've not come across anything yet, it don't come with a manual, so it's a bit difficult to understand sometimes what you need to do. So I think that's the issue. Anyway, yeah, I was going to tell you how much I paid for it, wasn't I? So while I'm talking to you, so then that's one thing. I think it's not latched properly onto the module, so the module don't know where it is, and I think if I do the right things I think it will. So the other issue is the part brake shoes. The part brake shoes that I bought are supposedly a good set, but when they've come, they're the same as the ones that I took off in terms of material, and of course I didn't quite twig yesterday when I was putting it all together. So really, I shouldn't have fitted them without modifying them. Like that brake sensor that I fitted that I had to modify, I'm going to have to modify these. So the calipers are coming off, the carriers are coming off, the discs are coming off, the pads are coming off. I'm going to modify the pads and then we'll refit it all. And then I bet you then I can adjust it properly. So coming back to these. So these are the old ones, and I think they're pretty much identical. But here, can you see there, it rubs there at the top. Rubs here where it should. Doesn't rub there, but it rubs here. I'm going to insert a picture, and basically it should not have that meat there. So what I'm going to have to do is cut all that off. Top and bottom, so there's just meat in the middle on all the shoes, refit them. These I can keep as spares because they're the same. I reckon these are for Odo. But anyway, yeah, right, let's get on with it. So Autel 8 AP 200 it is. So we're just connecting it to the part brake, and we've got the caliper off, we've got the carrier off, can't get the disc off. Don't want to pull the emergency release cable. I'm going to see if I can release it on here. It's just loading. Hot function we want. Drive the park brake to the mounting position, dive the park brake to the latching position, replace brake pads, which is effectively what we're doing, I suppose. Operating guide, it says. Please release the park brake, okay. Set the ignition to position 2, okay. Releasing to the service position. Turn ignition switch off. Turn the switch off. I've pulled the key out, replace brake pad and finish installation. So I'm going to leave it like that now. Right, let's see if I can get this disc off now. Nope, still won't come off. So tight they are. Right, See if I can turn it round and get it off. So there we go, I've got it off. See, I think there's too much meat here. So we're going to take a load off and see if that'll help. So we're going to take them off. I might also release a bit on the bottom of these where the adjuster fits to give me a bit more leeway. I think I will. Let's modify. I'll come back to you when I've done it. Shoes off this side. So basically this should stop about here. Too much meat. And same about here. Way too much meat. So we're going to cut all that off, modify it, reinstall, and then repeat for the other side. So just put some lines on, just some guides. Probably not going to do that much at this end, but I'm still going to take a good chunk off. And then I'm going to shorten these a little bit as well, where the adjusters go to just give me a little bit more leeway. So obviously potentially bad stuff, so I'll put the FFP3 mask on and my safety glasses, and I'm going to do it outside. There we go. So I've just taken the meat off on those ends, giving myself a little bit more room for the adjuster there, and taking the meat off on that end. So we'll clean these up, refit. So back assembled, back on. Not torqued that bolt down yet, but that's easier to turn. That's better. Right. I need to go get my torch. I need to check the torque value, put the caliper back on. One side done, back together. Repeat for this side. That's that side off as well, so we'll do the same with this side. So yeah, all apart. Bit fiddly on this side, but not too bad. See, these are the shoes that came off, and I reckon they're the same shoes. So these are supposedly Ferrodo, came in a Ferrodo box. So we're going to mark them up, get them ground back. Same again. And shorten that end a little bit where the adjuster goes. Right, let's get them back on. And that's that side back together. It's now 12:30, and this side turns better now as well, if I get it the right way. There we go. That's not right. Trying to do it one-handed, you see. Much better. It's way too tight before. So now we stand a chance, I think. This banjo bolt was weeping a little bit, so I'll have to nip that up more than it's torqued. Those were washers supplied with it, new washers, not annealed washers, so we'll have to see. Time to go and have some lunch. So I'm still getting the faults, so when I'm running down these, so I've done the top one, which is drive the parking brake to the mounting position. Then the next one, drive the parking brake to the latching position. The next one I've done, not done yet, is park brake unjam procedure, but my battery voltage is low, so I need to charge my battery again. So I'll have to try that later. So disconnect the battery, charge the battery, go and have some lunch. So charging the battery. So morning, Sunday. It is 12:15. I've just finished watching LR Times' latest instalment, the start of their bankrupt or Solus. Finished charging the battery overnight, so we'll get the battery connected up, see if we can do the unjam procedure, and fingers crossed it'll hopefully work then. Don't know, let's find out. So I tried the unjam procedure with no luck. It reckons it's not latching, so it's coming up with a fault. C1A53-68, electronic parking brake latching failure, emergency release has been activated. So it thinks it's unlatched. So is it, rather than a fault with the gears, is it a fault with the actual electronics within the module that says it's unlatched? I don't know. So what I'm going to have to do is take the flipping cover off the unit again, aren't I? Drink my coffee first.
So as you can see, I've got the cover off. I think it's already latched. So I think it's an electronic failure within the module itself. Let's put the camera here and see what happens when we do stuff.
No, I really don't know. I'm going to have to put that cover back on and do the other jobs I was going to do, and put it back on the wheels and put it on the ground, and I might have to take it to somebody because I just don't know. So I'll put the wheels back on the ground, see you in a bit.
So I had a brake leak from that banjo there, so I needed to nip that up and nip that one up a little bit more, and I've put the bungs in here. So back on the wheels, back on the ground. Jack's stuck underneath because I need to get that block of wood out. I've just got to put it off access mode. So I'm going to start it and lift it up. That's at normal height. Right, so we'll end that video here for this one. I'll carry on another video with what I'm doing next and how we finally fix the part brake, because I don't know what's wrong with it. Right, see you next time. Right, so Friday morning, 27th of Feb, 5 to 11 AM. I've finished, started the engine, got the coolant sorted, got the coolant level sorted, back onto the part brake module. Having watched some of the footage in the week, I think I know what's wrong. It's not latched. It's failed to latch for some reason, and I don't know why that. But what we're going to do is we're going to try and relatch it manually. There's a post on disco.co.uk, disco3.co.uk from Disco Mikey telling you what to do. You've got to basically wind it manually back. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to try and do, and relatch it. Now, bearing in mind underneath then, I was already at my maximum or minimum amount of adjustment on the cables. I hadn't wound the adjusters at all. They're fully retracted. Should be okay with them being new, so it should go on. I shouldn't have to take the discs off again. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if I can get it relatched. So, wish me luck. See you in a bit. Fingers crossed. So what we're doing is winding that brass rod to the left and trying to get it to relatch. So probably about halfway. See if I can show you what I'm doing. Try and show you what I'm doing. So basically, a lever on there. I'm winding that down like this. Difficult enough with two hands. Never mind one. Wind it down and it pushes it that way. So now you can see I've got it now so that the brass rod is not sticking out here and it's more over here. So now I've got to wind it on this side because I can't wind it here anymore. So I think we're nearly there. So now you can see I've got it right over the end. I've got it right over there. The problem is that spring doesn't seem to be latching there. It doesn't seem to be going down. So is that why? Why is that not going down? I don't know. So I've wound it back again a bit, and as you can see it's not latched. So I don't know why it's not latching. Yeah, I think this is definitely the problem. There's the spring and the catch to latch. and it's not jumping down. Now over here at this end, in here, is the release cable. The release cable is loose, so I don't know why that isn't latching back down. I've checked the routing of my emergency release cable and it's right. These are right, the cables are right, so I don't know why that won't latch and it is the right way up. I do not know. So what I'm going to have to try and do is just unhook that spring in there and see if it'll drop. Because obviously it's latched at the moment, but as soon as you start winding this the other way, it doesn't. So I've unhooked that little spring, it's not made any difference. So is it the new cables that are too short? Because when you wind it back, that catch, when you wind it back to about here, the catch drops. So is it the new cables that are too short? Could well be. Another replacement faulty part. I bet it is. I bet you that's what it is. I'm going to have to put the cover back on and take it out of the garage because I need to service the freelander. Just now 12:30. I'm going to have to give up. I've put it back together, load it off the jack, load it off the axle stands, put the cover back on, put the fuses back in. Yeah, I'm going to have to leave it. So what I'll have to do is probably just use it to move it, test drive it for the coolant, check the coolant, get the freelander in, service the freelander, fix the freelander, and then I'm off in 2 weeks. So then in 2 weeks I might take it down, see if I can take it down to Southport to get the EPB specialist in Southport to look at it. So I'll give them a ring, see if they'll have a look for me, see if they'll fix it. So thanks for watching, see you in the next one. We might be down there.